Hello Libra, Elsie here to do a reading for you, my friends. It is for February. I thought we'd start digging into the monthlies and take a look at see what February is going to bring for you in 2025. Can you believe we're already reading for the second month? So Libra, welcome here, and let's read into 2025. We've got the Psychic Oracle here. I'm going to ask 4 questions, Libra. So the first question I'm going to ask is what is within your control in the month of February. Then we're going to ask what is out of your control in the month of February. Then we're going to talk about finances, and then we'll give you a little bit of a love reading at the end of this session here. Let's find out what's going on for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter for February 2025. What is within your control, Libra? What is within your control? Prosperity. I like it. The beginning of something that that is going to be very prosperous here. I feel like it's a little something that you planted way back there. And it feels like it could be a thought. Maybe you planted a thought with somebody, but it feels like whatever you thought was not growing, because the acorn is here and it's at the root or the base. Whatever you thought wasn't growing is about to pay off. Something that maybe you forgot you planted it back there. It could have to do with money, but prosperity covers a lot of things. It could be love or health or money or whatever's in the 3D. That's the Ace of Pentacles, right? So it feels like what is within your control. I feel like you've already controlled it. It feels like what is within your control is this Ace of Pentacles. So you're going to have some sort of an opportunity or the opportunity to plant a pentacle to grow it in some particular way. It could be money, like I said, health, wealth, whatever it is. What is out of your control in the month of February, Libra? Oh, it's kind of a good thing to be out of your control. I'm just going to say victory and success. So I feel like you are going to have some sort of success and victory that's coming at you here. And it's going to make you want to scream it from the rooftops. This person, of course, has a trumpet, right? They're trumpeting, right? And we've got this... looks like a red or an orange cloth here with yellow, and it feels like the sun dog is here, like the sun is really shining on you here. So it almost feels like recognition. I'm going to say that maybe there is some sort of a victory or a success that you were hoping for, and it feels like somebody's going to make a big deal about it, like victory and success. So it feels like somebody's going to make a really big deal about it here. I want to say that you're over the hump, that maybe you had a rough January possibly, but 6s are not 5s. At 5s is where the lack is, but now you're at the 6. So it's like, it feels a little bit celebratory that it's out of your control, but it's still something you're going to celebrate. It feels like it's it's a happy part of your month here. Let's talk a little bit about your finances. Tell me about finances for Libra, please. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. We've got foundation and achievements. Boy, this is really rounding up to be a really great month. Look, you got the sundog here. You have the sun that's shining, right? You can see that here. I'm just saying it's if you've ever seen I think that's what they call them, sundog, when it shows up like a rainbow that is in a circle around the sun. And then we have another rainbow here. I feel like things are about to get really good. So if you've had a really hard January, it feels like February is about to get really, really good for you. We do have things that are appearing that you didn't expect to appear, but I feel like it's almost like your third eye is open, and it feels like you're going to be seeing things you didn't see before. And you're going to have victory and success in foundation and achievements in your finances. So it might be something that you planted back there, right? Could be that. It could be that you invested some money and now you're going to get the return, or you are trying to buy a house and they finally accept the offer. We do have a house there, but whatever it is your hope and your wish and happiness. It's like the rainbow shows up in a biblical sense, right? After the 40 days and the 40 nights of rain, where everybody was trying to save their own lives, right? A lot of people didn't make it. You made it. I'm going to say your finances are looking pretty good. Maybe you're finally going to have enough money to put a down payment on the house. Possibly. Tell me about love. Love for Libra, please. Tell me about love for Libra in February of 2025. We've got fulfillment of wishes. Okay. So it feels like you've been wanting maybe to get into a relationship or meet somebody, possibly. But if you're already in a relationship, I feel like you take it to a new emotional level, is what it feels like. It feels like emotions are off the charts in the month of February. I feel like if you are already in a relationship, something that's long term, maybe you just met someone, or maybe in a marriage, it feels like, I'm going to say that it's really sweet. It feels like that maybe it is growing, right? We do have the leaf here, but we also have this treasure chest that is open, that shows it's kind of shining. So it feels like there's a lot of treasure in there, so very abundant. This person has a scroll in their hands, so it feels like that maybe somebody is entering into a contract. So maybe you are a person who's now, maybe have you met somebody and you're maybe going to solidify the relationship emotionally, going to tell somebody about your relationship or tell somebody about your emotions. But if you are somebody who's already in a relationship, maybe you already do have that contract. That person is smelling flowers. So I feel like it's pretty sweet. It feels like you're going to be strengthening the emotional bond you have with someone if you already are in a relationship. We do have positive moving forward. Look, February is going to be a great month. This is the third reading I've done for the month, because I'm just doing air signs today, and it's all nothing but good. Like, this is beautiful energy for the month of February. It's going to be very different than January if your January was a little tough. Let's look at tarot. Tell me about Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Libra. What is within your control is the Ace of Pentacles. What's within your control is something that you planted a long time ago is about to show. It's about to pop through the surface here. You're about to see it. You're about to see, feel, taste, and touch. That's Pentacle energy, right? Something here is going really well for you. Something that's in your control. We have the Two of Wands. So it was a decision that you made back there, or that you planted something back there in preparation for something. She's holding a phone in her hand, right? She's dressed really well. Maybe you put money into stocks. Maybe you put money into something that is appreciating. It's worth more. Could be that, but it feels like it's a decision that you made. Well, this one popped right out because of you were working really hard back there. So you knew that your prosperity or money or your opportunities were within your control, and you took an opportunity to plant some sort of pentacle, and it does feel like you're getting some sort of return on something, is what it feels like. You planned really well, and it's got you at a place here that I feel like you're in a place now where you can make any decision that you want. Like, it feels like maybe I could put that money back into the stock market, or I could put that I could take that opportunity and maybe start a business with it. It does feel like it's something that you've been working really hard on here. The Seven of Pentacles also tells me that you've been very patient, that you knew that you planted it back there, Libra, that you've been very patient, waiting for it to mature. I think in the meantime, you felt a little bit in lack, feeling like, when is it coming? Like, I'm just looking at the Five Pentacles here. Five Pentacles are on this side, and then we have the Two Pentacles. It's like you worked really hard, all the balls were in the air. It's like you worked really, really hard on something, and I feel like what you didn't see is that you didn't see that maybe it was growing two here, but we've got five here, we've got seven altogether. But I feel like you were like, well, where is it? Like, the Five Pentacles is like lack. It's like, well, where is it? Hang on a second here. All right. So Seven Pentacles. I feel like you're like, you know what, I'm not putting any more work into that thing. And then all of a sudden, just when you're ready to give up, it feels like something shows up, or that little, I'm seeing, you know what I'm seeing, what Charlie's showing me? In school, maybe you didn't do it, maybe you did. You can let me know in the comments. When they gave you the foam cup, they gave you a little bit of soil, and they gave you whatever the seed was, and then you did that, and you kept going to school and kept watering it, and you're like, well, where is it? Like, it's not coming through the surface. Then finally they're like, okay, take it home. And you're like, why am I taking this home? Nothing's coming through the surface. And then it's on the counter for a while at home in that little styrofoam cup. And then all of a sudden you see that little tiny bud show up, and you're like, oh, it's growing. I don't think that you knew that it was growing here. We got the Four of Cups. Yeah, it was like, you're like, well, where is it? Where is it? Like, it feels like the Four of Cups is telling me that you were sort of stuck. You were in a place of a comfort zone, wondering what was coming next. So I feel like what was within your control is that back there, you made a really good decision that is now going to pay out for you. And because you were patient, waiting here in this comfort zone, I feel like you have a new opportunity, a really big opportunity that's about to show up, and it's going to cause you to have to make decisions. I feel like it's paying out. Like 7 and 1 is 8. It feels like it's paying out really well. It's like a decision that you made that you were being very, eight pentacles to me is Virgo energy. It's like you made a very practical decision about what you were going to do with that acorn or with that pentacle, and now it's bringing opportunity for you. One more card. We got the 6 of Cups. And so, yeah, it feels like it's something that you learned to do back there, or that you did back there, because this is reminiscing or figuring out from, thinking about the past, I'm going to say. But it does feel like the past comes back around, is what it feels like. So whatever you did back there, maybe you did a good deed for someone. Maybe that's what that's what was within your control. Maybe you did a good deed for someone, and now they're coming back, and they grew a plant from the seed that you gave them. Could be that they're offering you something really beautiful. We do have 6 and 4 is 10. It's going to make you super happy. So you did something that was within your control, and now karma's coming back and showing you exactly how beautiful karma can be. Something's being restored that's going to bring you great happiness. And I don't think you thought, I thought you think that person forgot about you, or forgot the good deed, or you forgot that you planted it back there. Tell me what is out of your control. Is this victory and success? I mean, that's a great thing to be out of control, but let's find out what this is. We've got the Queen of Swords. Yeah, it feels like somebody makes a decision, or and it feels like it took a really long time. I want to say that the Queen of Swords is someone who's highly intellectual. That's somebody who is looking over the facts of something. And so I feel like something that is out of your control is being said in your favor. This is Libra energy, being said in your favor. And so it's giving me justice energy. Something, you're going to see some justice out of something that I feel was very highly emotional or emotionally charged. And it feels like it's been taking its time getting to you. It feels like it's an invitation, or because this can be an invitation, but it looks like the Queen of Swords is like, come in, I have something to talk to you about. It's like you're walking into someone's office and sitting down. Somebody's inviting you to look over the details or look at the facts of something. Somebody's about to be truthful about maybe their emotions. It could be something that's going to be emotionally charged for you. We do have the King of Wands in the reverse, so it definitely just stopped in its tracks. It's something you would stop putting your energy into. You're like, that's never going to work out for me. I think February is going to be full of surprises for you, Libra. I feel like you stopped working on something. Like somebody's going to be calling you, to communicating with you, to let you know that they need to speak to you about something that I feel you've forgotten about. I think that's the theme for the month. You'd forgotten about the good deed. You'd forgotten that you were owed something, or something was to be paid back to you, or some sort of legal something. It could be some of you finally, if you've been waiting on some sort of a legal case, this could be something that's being paid back to you, and it's going to make you emotionally happy. But it feels like it was stuck in the courts for a while. The King of Wands is in the reverse. I'm not going after the thing that I want. Or maybe this feels like your hands were tied, possibly. You couldn't put any energy toward it because it was out of your control. There was nothing you could do. The King of Wands usually is chasing things, usually is motivated to go get it themselves. They're not going to wait for anybody. But with the King of Wands in the reverse, it feels like it was out of your control. There was nothing that you could have done. You couldn't put any more energy into it, so maybe you just forgot it was back there. We do have the 5 of Pentacles, and I think for the longest time you felt in lack about not being able to do anything, about not being able to go get it, not being able to, if it is a legal thing, not being able to say anything else in your favor. I feel like for some of you, this could be that what was out of your control is that you felt like you were on the outside looking in. It's almost like someone else had your fate in their hands, and there was nothing else that you could do. This could be something that was emotional related. I feel like you're getting some sort of an invitation to show you that sometimes people really do the right thing, because that's Libra energy. And I feel like something is coming to you that maybe you felt in lack about because you had no way that you could take charge of it yourself. And I feel like you're getting an invitation to go talk to somebody about this thing that I feel is working out in your family. Oh, maybe it is a house. It very much could be that this person who is Libra is somebody who is the loans officer. Like, it feels like maybe you thought, I'm never going to get that. I don't have enough money. I can't afford the 10% down payment. Like, in some places, you have to put down a large down payment for a house. It was out of your hands, but I think somebody did the right thing and worked it in your favor, or will work it in your favor in February. Tell me about your finances. Well, isn't that interesting, right? I feel like it's working out because you are far more abundant than you know you are. There's a judgment on your finances. Maybe you're somebody who runs a business and they thought that maybe your business wasn't stable enough in order to give you the loan for the house. We do have the Four of Pentacles. It felt like somebody was being miserly. It really does feel like if you're somebody who's buying a house, I feel like you are going to be told that it's yours. I think the loan will be approved. So the Judgment card is something that is coming to an end. And I feel like the Eight of Pentacles is what's coming to an end. It feels like you no longer have to put all of this hard work into it, that you've done the work and it's now going to pay off. So the finances are about to get great. And I feel it's because you were saving money, right? The Four of Pentacles is about being miserly. So I feel like that's what the decision is, that maybe you don't have 10% to put down on the house, but maybe you have 5. And maybe it's like, on what this person was making in their business after just learning to hone a skill. I feel like somebody here is like making a judgment here that is in your favor. It doesn't have to just be the house, but it feels like the finances here, that you're somebody who has saved money. And I feel like if that's you, you're going to be able to open up your business in the month of February. Maybe January is not the best time to open a business, but I think February would be a great time because it feels like the money starts pouring in, or you've already saved enough money to make change, to make a decision. You've ended, I would say, working so hard. Now maybe it's going to float itself just a little bit. The business might be floating itself, but finances overall, I think, are looking really good for you because you're really working hard. And you're very analytical. You know where every penny is going. You're a saver. You're someone who likes to save money. And then we have the Empress. Wow. Yes, see? I feel like somebody sees you as abundant. They see you as somebody who is, you know, when you first go to get credit, right? When you get your first credit card, it's like you don't have a whole pile of money, but all you have to do is prove to the bank that you'll put money on the card and pay it off, and put money on the card and pay it to zero, right? You just have to prove that you're responsible. And the Empress is absolutely that. This could be a person, or this could be just the abundance. This is being... Somebody here is seeing you as very well-rounded, very stable and sturdy. Someone who's maybe a good mother or a good father. Somebody who's a saver. Somebody who is being responsible. Somebody who is quite, you could be somebody who doesn't make a lot of money, but that you have beautiful things because you save money and you really adorn yourself well. You present yourself well. You present yourself as somebody who is very balanced, right? The Empress energy, who is in fact Libra, but also Taurus energy. Let's talk about love here. Fulfillment of wishes. Look, it's all coming up, Libra. In the month of February, I think you're about to have a really great month of everything moving in your favor. Not only will you maybe be able to travel, but it feels like that maybe emotional things are going to work their way forward for you. Positive movement forward. This may not be the whole house, but maybe you finally get approved for maybe not as much as you wanted, but you get approved nonetheless. It feels like everything's moving in the right direction. So tell me about love and the fulfillment of wishes here. We have the Nine of Swords, something that you were worried about. You're worried that maybe it's not going to work out for me, but look at the big cards you're pulling here, Libra. We've got the Ten of Pentacles, or so the Ten of Cups. You go from the Nine of Swords to the Ten of Cups in terms of relationship. You know what it was? You let go of this worry is what you did. I feel like it was probably always going to work in your favor, but I think that maybe you're just a little bit cynical because people who are highly intelligent usually are. They think things through, up, down, sideways, right? And I feel like that what you needed to let go of was this worry. I feel like for somebody here, the person's going to say yes. Are you going to ask them to marry you? They're going to say yes. Are you going to ask them to date you? They're going to say yes. I feel like the Ten of Cups tells me you're going to be in absolute fulfillment of your wishes. Your emotional happiness is what is about to take off for you here. And I feel like you're so used to being disappointed or being hurt or maybe stabbed in the back that I feel like the Nine of Swords is maybe the regular place where you live, overthinking things, right? But I feel like letting go of that, you're going to be letting go of the worry because the person you want to date wants to date you. The person you have feelings for has feelings for you. And I feel like it's even. I feel like there's two waterfalls here. So it feels like if you feel the type of way about them, they feel the same way about you, that things are growing here. Feels like we might make a contract, right? We might sign a contract, whether that's marriage or maybe that we just decide we're only seeing each other. That person has a scroll in their hand and it's quite sweet. Somebody here is smelling the flower, right? And whatever it is that's showing up is abundant and it's been growing for a while because that's quite a large leaf that person is standing on. One more card for love. Nine of Pentacles. It feels like it is stability, stable. I really do feel that you have made a lot of progress in the month of February, or you will make a lot of progress. I feel you've built yourself from nothing, from the ground up. Somebody here may have started a business, and if you do, it's thriving. Abundance is here, like all of the abundance is here. I feel like if you've been struggling in a business, that maybe you've been living off your savings, I feel like that changes in the month of February. The Nine of Pentacles tells me that you become so confident about the place you are in your emotional happiness that everything is just moving in a great direction. Look, I couldn't write a book as good as that. This looks like it's going to be a beautiful February for you. Queen of Pentacles, you're going to get your stability. You're maybe planting your own garden so you can harvest your own garden. It's being independent, right? You decided not to leave it to anyone else. You decided, I'm going to work on what I have control over, right? What I have control over is what I'm going to work on. And I feel like the Queen of Pentacles energy is telling me that's exactly what you did. You gained stability. You're now very fertile. You're somebody who looks at obstacles and says, meh, I can get those obstacles. No big deal. I feel like you're very focused on your pentacle world over the last couple of months, maybe even the last year. And I feel like now is the time when it's going to pay off. Here comes the expansion. It feels like what ships that are coming in is your abundance here, your stability. And look at that, the Fool is here. A brand new door is opening here to all of this abundance and your stability. It's time to sit down and rest just a little bit. I feel like you've worked really hard, Libra, and you're about to see the fruits of your labor. I'm going to leave that right there, Libra. Thank you so much for being here and watching. I do appreciate you. I hope you have the most grand and beautiful February. It looks like you will. I'm going to leave you here right now. I'll be back because I'm always back. You guys take care. Bye-bye.